y'all, welcome back to Blamverse Review. Today I brought the Marvel Legends new Spider-Man No Way Home Lizard figure over here, also known as Dr. Connors. So pretty cool. So as soon as I got this guy outside of the original Hasbro box, because I got this guy through Amazon, I thought I was not going to like it at first, but as soon as I saw it, this massive guy being inside a box, I was like, whoa, okay, this might be pretty much better than I thought it would be. And just articulating this guy and giving it a little bit of pose and stuffs, I like this guy. I ended up liking this guy, and we're gonna see why that is. So first, we're gonna look into the box. So this is the front side of the box. It says Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios, Spider-Man No Way Home, Marvel's Lizard with Hasbro warning sign, age 4+. Lizard at the side over here. And Dr. Connors is back in his reptilian form, ready to take on Spider-Man. That's what it says at the back. Pretty cool picture of the No Way Home version of Lizard. And yeah, nice illustrator. Pretty cool. And I like this box art over here. Now we're going to go through the accessories. So we have the separate headpiece, this little smiling piece over here. It's pretty darn cool. You got the ears at the side. Really cool. A bit of shame because yeah, there's definitely a little bit of quality issue, at least with my personal copy of the figure, and I'm going to show you in a bit why that is. And yeah, nice Wolverine claw-like light green wash at the top of the head. That's pretty nice touch, actually. I like that. At the bottom over here, and there's a peg hole, and there's a empty piece of lower jaw area, which I do not really know why that is, in order to make the head to weight a bit less than usual. Not so sure why that is, but here it is. Pretty nice. It seems like the face, like the eyes and things, are printed, not like physically painted. Still not that bad. It's pretty cool. Next, we have two open claws over here, and this is where one of my quality issue comes to. So the peg over here for the arm, the wrist peg over here, it should be a really hard, solid piece, like usual Marvel Legends. This guy is, but not so sure why for my figure, for the left side, for its right side of the hand piece over here, which is the only open hand you can get on this guy, for the right hand, it's so gummy. Like, every time I try to put this guy to the arm piece and things, and articulate this guy, it definitely feels like this will break apart real soon, because it's really gummy. And yeah, you already see how stretchy it is. I'm not so sure if it's just me or not, but if that is the case for you, just be careful as well, because I don't know, this is so gummy. That's a bit of a quality issue, but for my figure. But generally the details are really nice. You get this reptilian texture and everything, nicely painted claws. That's awesome. And I love how big the handpiece is than the usual Marvel Legends compared to like Spider-Man. Now for the main guy. The figure itself, pretty darn cool. And yes, they definitely used the old Hasbro's Amazing Spider-Man 1 Lizard figure, which I do not own, but I brought the Marvel Select or Diamond Select Lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man 1 figure, so that I can compare it later on in this video as well. So here it is. So yeah, inside the packaging directly comes with the fist and a closed clawed hand for its left side of the arm. And I'm gonna say it looks pretty cool. It definitely does. I thought I was not gonna like this one, just like I said in the intro, but I ended up liking it. A little bit of a paint issue at the tip of the tail for me, and as soon as I articulated this arm all the way inside to the body, like, the detail scratched and it created a scuff, which is really unfortunate because I just opened this guy. I already got a scuff that actually bothers me a bit, but overall it's really a nice figure. So here we have the Lizard over here. Let's have a close look to the figure itself. Pretty darn cool. So you look into the head. Yes, the eyes seems like it's printed, but it generally looks really cool. The teeth are nicely sculpted as well. So do the inner jaw. There's a tongue. Not so sure. I feel like the tongue is more It looks more like a human tongue than the lizard's tongue. And I don't believe that should be the case, but here it is. Earpiece at the side. Again, just like the other head sculpt, it has those Wolverine claw-like green shade at the top. Nice touch with that. And comparing to the old Hasbro lizard figure, they changed the arm, the leg, and the neck piece. The neck piece is actually changed. The old one was goofy as hell, but this one's a bit shorter, somewhat wider, should I say, than back then, what it was back then. I thought I was gonna hate it because of the extreme seam line you get from the neck piece that's attached to the body, to the torso. But when I look at it in real life, it looks pretty darn cool. It's not as glossy as you see in the video. I don't know why it looks glossy. It's more of a dark green color, just like what you see right now. It's the light that makes it the color scheme to be looking like light green color, but it's actually a little bit darker than what you see in the video. What you see right now is a bit more accurate to the real life painting quality. And the overall texture, really cool. Like, as soon as I opened this guy from the Amazon packaging, and when I see this guy through the transparent plastic case in there, like, the amount of lizard-like texture was insane. Like, pretty darn cool. And everything's pinless nowadays, so that makes it even better than back then. I know they used the same body and torso than just like the older Hasbro one, but still is pretty cool. The claw's nicely done, the fist is nicely done, the color transition to like beige to the green, really nice fading. Again, a bit of scuff on the arm, top of the left arm, the right arm, as soon as articulated. This guy's really unfortunate, but the backside's really nicely done. The tail, pretty sure it's the exact same as the old one, just only difference here is the paint scheme. But this thing doesn't have bandy wire, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, it's bendable. It is soft plastic, really cool. The feet is really nicely done too. The claws, you see, it's kind of curved inwards. Same goes to the other sides, curved inwards. Look, kind of reminds me of a duck feet somehow, but we have it. Hasbro, yes sir, pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Not a big fan of the gap you get from attaching the tail for its articulation. Plus, it's not ball jointed, so I'm not really a huge fan when it comes to the tail articulation, in my opinion. So the articulation on this guy is pretty impressive because they have new arm, new leg and stuff, new neck piece. So they have double, the peg jointed head. It's double ball pegged. And this has to be one of the best Marvel Legends figure when it comes to the figure that actually has functional feature for the double ball jointed peg for the head. Like, you can shift it all the way down, shift it all the way back. And with the neck piece going upwards, you can make this guy look all the way up, straight forward. That's really cool thing. It of course has a pivot, a bit, not too much. Of course, side to side rotation. Double ball jointed peg works really well. So the neck piece goes up and down. There's detail all the way inside. That's good. It doesn't really do a pivot side to side, but it has side to side rotation. Okay. So the torso is ball jointed, moves all the way around. Nice, a bit of pivot. The arm goes up. It can go more inwards, but I'm not going to do it. I'm afraid to make a scuff on the detail at the top of the arm again. But it does move more inwards. Of course, it's ratchet jointed, up and down, double jointed. Elbow, really nice. It's really nice. The wrist, side to side swivel. There's a hinge, of course. Pretty cool. The leg goes up that much, goes backwards. No backwards, it's just straight down. But there's a thigh swivel, double jointed knee, pretty cool. The feet goes up and down, and there's a pivot, and there's a tail articulation as well, which goes up, and you see a gap. I'm not a big fan of that. Goes down that much, side to side rotation. Nope, not ball jointed, which is very unfortunate. And it could have been better if it was ball jointed, in my opinion, but since they reused the old mold, a little bit unfortunate with that thing, in my opinion. Now, bringing it to the, and comparing it to the older Marvel Select or Diamond Select Lizard, which is quite tall. It's much taller and much bigger. But still, when it comes to the articulation, Marvel Legends definitely wins. And No Way Home version of Lizard definitely had a different face sculpt. And the design was slightly different from the Amazing Spider-Man 1, which is the one you see on the right from Diamond Select. I personally think, in my opinion, besides all the Hot Toys Amazing Spider-Man base, the Lizard base and stuff, all the products that has been released for this guy over here, I personally think that Marvel, the Diamond Select, has nailed the looking of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 version of Lizard, which is the original one. But of course, articulation, again, Marvel Legends is much better. Sculpting, I personally was expecting Marvel Legends to have much worse sculpting compared to this Diamond Select version of Lizard, but actually that was not the case. The Marvel Legends one has pretty good amount of detail, just like the Marvel Select. It's more of a difference of paint scheme, because the Diamond Select has much darker toned green, really dark toned green for this guy, and a little bit of dark green for the Legends guy as well. Again, it's the light that makes it look like it's light green color schemed, but it's actually more of a little darker green side, but definitely way more darker for the Diamond Select Lizard. But here it is, and the face sculpts are definitely different as well. But yeah, articulation Marvel Legends definitely for the win, and posability and things, getting all those photo shots with Amazing Spider-Man figure and stuff. I'm giving it to Marvel Legends. But yeah, Diamond Select still has to be my favorite one. But having these two together, because since these two are different versions, this is the No Way Home, this is the Amazing Spider-Man 1 version, having these guys together are really such a cool thing. And I love both of these figures, and I really do recommend you to get it. So here we have it next to Andrew Garfield and Tobey with customized head. Such a cool customized head skull. I love this head. Like, damn, it's so cool. Yeah, the size, I mean, Lizard could have been definitely bigger. Like, yeah, I mean, Andrew and Tobey, I think in size, Andrew could have been a little bit taller than Tobey when it comes to the scale over here. A Lizard definitely should have been a little bit bigger than what you see on the screen right now with the comparison from what I remember, at least from the movie. But I'm a big fan of this thing, so yeah. Well, yeah, definitely get this Lizard. If you're thinking of, you know, the idea here is that it's much better than the older Hasbro one. I know if you haven't got this, a lot of people should have wondered and thought that this guy's gonna be as horrible as the older Hasbro one, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 version, because that's what I thought it was gonna be. But no, that's not the case. When I see this guy in real life, it's much better, so much better articulation and stuff. Definitely recommend it. So yeah, please do go get it on Amazon right now before it's too late. So yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll come back with another review.
We trust joy with every bust, action figures in a row, bringing smiles as they glow. Superheroes on the shelf, each one made with love, unboxing magic every week, happiness we always seek. Living in a toy land, blend for seeks our hand, exploring every brand, action figures so grand.